What's up everybody, and welcome back to another action figure review. Today we're checking out the Neca, Ace Duck, and Mutagen Man 2-pack from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but they said to make sure no one followed me.
Who are you? Better yet, what are you?
I am a delivery man with the fly-by-night messenger service.
Boy, they must have one strange hiring policy.
These two characters are some of my favorite of the original Playmates series figures. Ace Duck has a very, very cool pilot's jacket and a hat. He has some grenades, a blaster, and of course, movable wings. Now, Mutagen Man was always my big boss when I was younger, even more than Shredder. He's just so big, beefy, and kind of scary, and I'm glad Neca made him just as menacing, even though he does have those big, bold, and very cute eyes. These two figures are of course based off their appearance in the animated series. Ace Duck literally appears for 2 whole seconds in the entire show, yet Playmates made an amazing toy for him. In case you missed his appearance, here it is again. And again. And again. And one more time. That really is, and I kid you not, the only appearance of Ace Duck in the entire TMNT show. It's crazy. He did, however, make appearances every time, and I mean every time, I played with my TMNT back in the day. Mutagen Man is a wicked character whose human name was Seymour Guts before he was mutated by Shredder and his goons. He makes his first appearance in Season 5 in the episode called Enter Mutagen Man. In this episode, Shredder promises Seymour that if he helps him find Bind X3, the final chemical Shredder needs to create a permanent mutagen, he would turn him back into a human. Now, Mutagen Man does have an amazing ability where he can shapeshift into whoever he wants for a short period of time. So I would say that's a pretty tubular power. Sure, it does come at the cost of, well, looking like a brain with eyes and a mouth, living in a purple suit, but I'd say it's worth it. I'm pretty excited to be adding these two to my collection, so let's get to it. Let's dive right into Neca's Ace Duck and Mutagen Man from the TMNT animated series. And here it is, everybody, our Ace Duck and Mutagen Man 2-pack. I can't begin to explain how happy I am to see another Ace Duck action figure. This was the Ace Duck I always played with when I was a child, so I've had this for probably 20 years now. We have a most excellent window box where we can see both figures in their entirety. We can see all the accessories that they actually come with, which is very nice. We have beautiful illustrations on these sides here. Love this Mutagen Man. They look exactly like they do in the cartoon, especially Mutagen Man. Let's check out the side of this box here. On this side panel, we have a product shot of the Mutagen Man, and flipping to the back, we have a wonderful product shot of Ace Duck and Mutagen Man here on the right. I do love that we get to see Ace Duck's wings spread like that. We get the evil, angry face on Mutagen Man, I suppose before he turns into a good guy. And down here we have product shots of other figures in the line that actually haven't been released and or actually been releasing. Now up here we have a little write-up of the Ninja Turtles franchise in general. It's not specific to these characters. I do wish that we had a little bit more of a personalized bio for the characters in the box, but that is just the Ninja Turtles generic. Let's go on to the other side panel here. We have Ace Duck, a nice product shot with him and his wide mouth open, so that's very cool that we have an alternate head for him. Like I've said, guys, I am so pumped to add these to my collection, so let's go ahead and bust these guys out of here. So first off, right out of the bag, I am so shocked that we actually get all of these accessories. We'll get to the accessories a little bit later, but I am so happy that we actually get those. That is quite funny. So here's our action figures right out of the box, everybody. I think they look absolutely astonishing. I am just blown away, especially by this Ace Duck. Come on, look how awesome this guy looks. I'm gonna go ahead now, take a few moments to mess around and play around with these guys, take a look at all these amazing looking details, their articulation, accessories, you guys know the drill, and we're gonna talk about it. Now for the sake of this review, I will be checking out Ace Duck first, and then Mutagen Man. And here is our Ace Duck action figure, everybody. Look how absolutely amazing this guy looks. Let's just take a quick peek all the way around this guy. See all those little details that is actually on him. Neca did a really good job, and he does look absolutely animated. They nailed him for sure. He looks so perfect. I don't have anything bad to say about this guy. Now, you did notice that I did swap over to his alternative head, the angry brow, open mouth Ace Duck head. I really love that that facial expression there. And his hat just pops right off, and you can just put it on either head. Unfortunately, his hat does come off just as easy as the Playmates one. No one really keeps their Ace Duck hat because no one can find their Ace Duck hat. He's already a little loose, to be honest. You see that? He's just Wobble Town right there, but that's okay. I have been playing with him for a little bit. Where do we start and begin here? Let's take a look at this guy's sculpt. First off, big fan of all the texture and everything on here, the sculpt in general. My favorite part, the jacket. The jacket is a big seller, especially that hairy chest with all the fur and the feathers popping out of that collar. Even down to his hands kind of look like feather fingers, if you will, like you would see in an animation or something. Love the two types of revolvers. I guess the automatic, and we have the revolver here. Very cool. He does have a little holster. It does work. It's very cool. It's soft and plastic and malleable, so you can give it a little bit of a squeeze. His belt in general is actually quite soft. That will happen. His grip isn't the strongest, but that's okay. The hands and the guns and whatnot, and the grenades especially, will fall out of the belt. The belt barely held on to the grenades. You just slip them in like that, and bam. And there's the second one. It goes in like that. Fantastic accessory. I do love that they brought back those grenades from the original Ace Duck. So you can actually slip it completely off Ace, and you can definitely put it back on, no problem. I'm not going to do it right now. And let's actually go over all of Ace's accessories. So he has some sort of a pistol automatic Glock here. He also has a revolver. Very cool. Nice accessories, well painted, lots of details. Neca goes above and beyond when it comes down to details on their tiny accessories here. You can see all those little black lines in there. The grenades, as you guys saw, little black egg things. Don't be surprised if you lose them. They honestly fell out of the belt and onto the floor, and I was freaking out because I couldn't find one of them for a good 5-10 minutes. His alternate head, well, his primary head, this happy one, I love the details on here. Little detail feather work in there. Very cool. Love the black line work around the beak, and his teeth look absolutely awesome. And of course, I love the little cheek feathers. Very cute. Nice details on this Ace Duck head. And we have a slew of hands here. So we have an open hand here, and we have a thumbs up hand right here. I do love the thumbs up. Looks so good on this guy. We have a couple of the pistol grips that you saw on him earlier. We have a couple closed fists as well, and they look really good on this figure as well. And now, by far, my favorite hands that this Ace Duck comes with are his little pistol shooting hands, his little pew hands. It's so cute, love it. So let's just keep looking around the jacket. Lots of cool textures and wrinkles in the jacket itself. Just in general, the jacket looks phenomenal. I love the little Ace Duck patch. The original toy, the patch was actually on this side, and now it's on his left arm. But love the back of his shirt. Check out the details on the back of his jacket here. Again, not too sure what this rocket logo is or with what all these little feathers are. Now his wings are really nice. You can see all the black line work to represent all the feathers and whatnot. Lots of texture on here. You can feel each and every feather for sure. Fantastic job. Just look at all the details here in the feathers. His pants, pretty basic, not too detailed or anything. Couple lines here and there for wrinkles. Cool skinny jeans, tight jeans. Now his big duck feet do make him stand fairly easily, and with a little slight adjustment of his wings to counterbalance, you can really pose him out however you want. Now he will topple over a little bit. Like, he is back heavy because of those wings, so you do have to kind of lean him in a little bit if you want to get some kind of pose. But again, his duck feet really do help support. But other than that, amazing details, the paint job. is phenomenal. You probably haven't noticed the shadow play on this one as much, because I sure haven't. You can hardly even tell that there is even a shadow on the back of his jacket here. There's hardly a division line in the jacket. There is if you look at it, but at first glance it's hard to really tell a difference. There's definitely not a difference in his yellow feathered skin. You can't there's no color difference whatsoever. His pants have a little bit of a darker blue on the back, but again, it's so unnoticeable. That's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of this figure right off the bat, is because he doesn't have a goofy looking paint job in my eyes. So look at those brows and those eyes. Very, very good detail here. You can even see inside his mouth, he does have a little bit of a tongue, but and it's nicely painted as well. Same at the top and the bottom roof of his mouth. Now, I actually did forget these accessories. This is the film reel that Ace Duck is featured on. Okay, so in the episode, Michelangelo and the Turtles are watching an Ace Duck film festival.
Yeah, an Ace Duck film festival.
Well, and I guess that's why we get a film reel, this is part of his, I don't know, film festival reel, as is this VHS. Now that's everything for Ace Duck. Let's jump right into his articulation. And moving on to the articulation, starting with his feet, we can move his ankle up and down. We can also spin it on that ankle rocker, no problem. And he does have a nice, very nice double jointed knee like that. Love it. He has really good movement in the thigh as well. So he can do the splits basically. He is getting a little wobbly from me playing with him so much, but that's okay. That's bound to happen. So really good movement in the lower part of his body. He does have a swivel in the lower half of his waist. Very cool. He doesn't have an upper waist swivel. That's about as far as you can move his shoulders, but that's okay. He is also wearing a leather jacket. I don't blame him. You can rotate his shoulders all the way, no problem, no hindrance there. He does have a nice bicep rotation swivel there as well. He is double jointed in the elbow. Perfect articulation there, looks great. And he does have that rocker in and out, side to side rotation wrist. He does have two parts of his neck. He has that lower part and the upper part. So he does have really good movement in the neck. You can move him up, you can move him down, and you can rotate his head all the way around. Of course, it is just on a ball point. Let's move on up to his wings here. They do flap in and out, and you can rotate them. And that's about it. You can really position them however you want. I do wish that there was one more articulate joint right here in the wing, so you can kind of roll the wing back in like that instead of having to tuck it in. Kind of like so, like the original Playmates figure, you kind of have to tuck his wings in. Now, I did forget to mention one thing in my overview earlier, and that is his jacket and his, I guess his upper part of his pants are like a soft rubber. You can see that there's a little bit of flex in there. You can press in, and that allows you to move his legs like so. It doesn't really hinder his movement whatsoever because of that rubber. And same with the lower part of his jacket. It's also like a soft rubber, but that doesn't really get hindered by anything. It's just a nice soft rubber. That's it for the articulation on this guy. Perfect articulation to me. There's no hindrance whatsoever anywhere on this figure. Way to go, Ace Duck. Next up, let's take a look at Mutagen Man. And this little guy, there's more than meets the eye with this one, let me tell you. Look how cool and beefy he is. Look at his feet. I love this leg. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it looks so cool. I don't know, this ankle brace, whatever he's got. Very well painted. All the nice little black line work, even on the pole itself and on the brace. I love his little purple suit that he's wearing, his brain suit. He looks absolutely amazing. Look at all the details in his belt, all the pipe work and his shoulder blades up here. Look at his arms. Not too textured, to be honest. He's quite smooth on the arms. He does have nice line work and nice details with these braces around his, I guess, his elbow. The hands and fingers are nice as well. Also very malleable. I forgot to mention that as well with Ace Duck. All the fingers on these figures are mushy and you can soft, and you can definitely feel the flex in there. Great for their accessories. You know they're not gonna break the accessories. You know the accessories aren't gonna break them. And let's take a look at this piping, all the detail work here. Again, very smooth, not many textures whatsoever on this guy. Love just the details of the canister. This is the canister that gets poured into this chamber, and that's what's down there is the ooze, and that's the ooze that keeps his brain alive. And that's what Shredder unplugs in the episode to basically kill him. Shredder is a murderer. What's really complicated, and as you can see, is this harness. Now, we're gonna take this harness off, and this is actually how you swap out his head, because he does have that removable head. Do love this head. This is the scared normal look of Seymour Guts. I love this head. It's super cute. He does have a little bit of articulation in the jaw, like not a lot. You see that? It just barely opens. And basically the mouth that's open right now in this canister is as far as you can actually open that mouth. So let's remove it. So you just kind of unclip, the pipes from his chest there, and it kind of just comes off. It does stay on. Don't pull it off of this back canister. It looks like it's glued in there, so I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to hang like this. All you gotta do is take this little plastic piece and kind of pull it out. It kind of just fits right in, no problem. And there you have the inside of Mutagen Man. Very, very cool. Cool texture on that ooze down there. And to remove his head, it's kind of like on this spinal cord stick. You kind of pop it out of that hole that's right there, and there it is. So all you gotta do, take your little sausage stick, basically looks like a pink sausage, pull it off, and now you're gonna put the other head on. Even just taking a look at the details of the brain, it's probably like the most detailed part of this entire figure. Just even the texture, the most textured part about this figure for sure. You get like the nice hot pink inside the brain, veins and vessels and whatnot. Love the little brain, the black outline work on the brain as well. There is this hole in the back of his head, and that is actually what clips into the back of this peg back there. So you kind of put the head, the neck, the sausage in that hole, and then you find and line up that hole and kind of snap it into place. It doesn't actually snap. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it does snap. Look at that. And then, yeah, you just kind of position it like so. You can move his head any way you want. And this is basically the articulation in his head, and that's all you get. He doesn't really move at all once the canister and the glass is back on. So let's put the canister back on. So we're just going to put it in place and kind of just clip it to the top of his glass up here like that. Kind of just falls right into place. Clip right up here, clip right down there, goes over his shoulder. This one goes over the other shoulder. Bam, and you got a new head on your Mutagen Man. Phenomenal paint job. Come on, if you haven't noticed how amazing it is, it looks quite fantastic. What I do love most of all, look at the shadow play on this one. It looks a lot more like that pizza monster that we just reviewed. You can definitely see that yellow in there. You can't even really tell that there's that shadow play on the back there. No blemishes or anything whatsoever on him or Ace Duck. Like, the paint job is perfectly applied. Let's take a look at all of his accessories. He does come with quite a few good ones. We'll start off with his blaster. I have no idea where this is from. It's such a bizarre gun. Just look at all those little details here, all the colors and all the grays, the blues, the yellows, the oranges back here. But look at all the details. It looks like these are like hose knobs that you can like turn. You can't actually turn, but they look like, I don't know, pressure knobs there. Goes into some kind of, I don't know, cowbell, whatever this is, not too sure. But you know, you have like a little nozzle here, possibly for ooze or something, I don't know, gas. I don't know what he shoots with this. But the paint job on here, you can't really complain. It's phenomenally done. I don't know what these yellow posts are for. I thought these clipped onto him somehow, but they don't. He just kind of holds on to it like that. Fits really well, and it kind of just doesn't move. Stays in his hand. This hand is definitely for the Bindex 3, Bindex 3.
Bindex 3.
There's the canister, and you kind of just plop it in his hand, and it will never come out of his hand. His hands are a little bit smaller, and like I said earlier, they're malleable, so they actually do stretch out a tiny bit, and it just gives him more grip. You see that kind of just fits right into his hand. We have two amazing looking fist hands. Look how cute and macho he's trying to be. He has a semi-open hand like this one. And there's your canister right hand grip. And last but not least, he has a flat, wide open left hand. You can definitely see all the knuckles and everything. You see all these little purple details in there. So, and now let's move on to his articulation. Checking out Mutagen Man's articulation, we're gonna start off with this left leg and then we're gonna do the right leg. They do move a little bit differently. Now, let's start off with his ankle. Earlier I mentioned this brace here and how it affects the articulation. Now you'll see that these posts right here, as I move the ankle down, that these poles kind of get pulled through this hole here. Can you see that? As you pull it down, the poles kind of go in and out. If you pull the ankle down low enough, I don't want to, but if you do, you might actually either A, snap these little poles here, or pop them right out of their holes or the sockets, and you definitely can't rotate the ankle, so don't even try. You're definitely gonna snap something. He's supposed to have a double jointed knee, as you can see, but this joint right here, this bottom of his knee, is so jammed and stiff that I can't get that other 90-degree work there. So this knee, however, is double jointed. That's working. Even though it doesn't look like it, at least both of those joints are moving. So this ankle, you can move it up and down. Not a big deal, and you can rotate it a little bit just like that. I'm not going to rotate it anymore out of fear of snapping it. Yeah, he doesn't have that much movement in the legs. Come on, see, that's his upper thigh. That's as far as you can do the splits on him, but honestly, I don't plan on seeing him or expect him to do the splits or anything. He doesn't have any torso articulation. He can't rotate, can't move his head up and down. That is as far as you can move his shoulders, so that far. He does have a bicep rotation, works really well. It's not stiff or anything. And of course, you can rotate his shoulder blades. Again, bicep rotation. He does have a nice double jointed elbow, so it does articulate very, very well, but his forearm and his bicep are just so big that you can't really move it any further than that. And he does have that rotation in the wrist, and you can move the wrist in and out as you can with every other figure. So that's all the articulation on this Mutagen Man. Honestly, it's not that much, unfortunately, but whatever articulation he does have, though, it's not bad. So I just noticed the incredible backdrop in the back of this box. Look how gorgeous that is. You got a nice little cliff hilltop here that goes with I guess an entranceway to the sewer into the turtle's lair. You guess I have the rail up here, the New York City rail. It's actually very, very nice. Definitely gonna keep this one and use it in my action figure photography. And you know what? It doesn't look too bad with these guys in the forefront here. Looks really, really good. So my apologies for not showing you guys that earlier. I just noticed it myself and it's fantastic. I'm a big fan of this backdrop. Now let's do a little bit of comparison with the other action figures in the animated toon line so far. We have the new Pizza Monster over here on the very left, but here we have Ace Duck and Mutagen Man. They look appropriate to scale. I do really enjoy how small and beefy and stocky this Mutagen Man really is. So overall, how can you not like this NECA 2-pack? Ace Duck and Mutagen Man. Ace Duck was and still is one of my favorite action figures of the original Playmates line, and this Ace Duck that NECA just released is absolutely mind-blowing. Definitely one of my favorite in the entire NECA toon line so far. As much as I like the Playmates Mutagen Man, this NECA Mutagen Man is definitely up my alley. Real big fan of it. I love how cartoony he actually looks and how spot on to the show he really is. I do really dig the feather texture on this figure, whether it be on his wings, his chest, his neck, his face, and his hands. It's all over and it looks absolutely superb. His holster that carries his grenades and blaster is really cool. My favorite accessory of his, though, is definitely the film reel and the VHS tape. This is one character I would not want to duck with. Same goes with Mutagen Man. Look how menacing this guy looks. This guy is both brains and muscle. I do really like the direction NECA went with this action figure, and I do hope they continue creating innovative designs. I definitely think this is a mandatory 2-pack, and anyone that's collecting the TMNT animated toon line needs to add these to their collection. Alright everyone, thanks for checking out my review of NECA's Ace Duck and Mutagen Man. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like, comment down below, and let me know if you have this figure and what you like or don't like about it. If you're a fan of Ace Duck and loved playing with that original Playmates action figure like I did, let me know and let's start a conversation down there, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're into action figure reviews. I'll be posting more photos of these two figures on my Instagram, which you can check out at Claudio's Collection, so follow me there for more content. Thanks again for watching, and you can catch me in the next one.